As you may know, it's my job to corrupt young people with the contagious, infectious idea of individual freedom. It is my job to encourage you to think for yourself, question authorities.
All right, America, let's get to it. Recently, some people in my Facebook feed started talking to me about an article that I posted and claiming that the poor happen to be poverty pimps. Really? Have we come to this place in the road now, in this fork in the road in society, that now we're going to blame the poor for all the problems that are occurring?
When you think of poverty, you picture this. But what if I told you it really looks like this? A new report showing poor families in the United States are not what they used to be. Items poor families in America have. 99% of them have a refrigerator. 81% have a microwave. 63% have cable TV. 48% have a coffee maker. I'm not surprised, they're only about $10. 25% have a dishwasher.
About 1 in 5 poor families does struggle at some point in the year to have enough food to put on the table. I have sympathy for those people too, and they are of a concern, but it doesn't do us any good as a nation to grossly exaggerate and misrepresent the living conditions of the overwhelming bulk of the 40 million people that are supposed to be poor.
That's very interesting. Robert Rector, Heritage Foundation. Thank you.
Poverty pimp, I can't believe that you have electronic equipment. What are you doing with a TV? You don't need a TV. A refrigerator? How dare you want to keep your food refrigerated? Go dig a goddamn hole in the backyard on the house we're about to foreclose on. Hey, we're tired of giving subsidies to educate people. We're tired of giving subsidies for mamas who need to give their children milk. What the fuck? Come on. This is bullshit. These people need to pull up their bootstraps and get with the goddamn program.
I got you. You don't want people poor, you want them so fucking destitute that they got no way to escape the poverty that they're living in. I got it. I got it.
Washington, D.C., where lobbyist fat cats keep getting fatter, working to get laws passed to fill their own pockets.
I think extending all of the current tax rates and making them permanent will reduce the uncertainty in America.
As you'll see, we'll have our bulk items.
Shamaya Holloway works for the Capital Area Food Bank and says the recession has also changed the face of the hungry.
Many first-time visitors, many middle-class residents who have never been to a food bank. We've actually had former donors who used to donate come to us for food assistance.
She says only 5% of those who get assistance are homeless. The other 95%, for whatever reason, have had to make big cuts in their budgets and are often left with no food on the shelves.
You're always taught, you go to school, you work hard, you get your education, and you'll be able to live the American dream. But people have done that, and we have people who are working several jobs but still can't afford food.
Here's some food for thought. While 14% of the population relies on food stamps nationwide, that number rises to 21.5% here in Washington, D.C., higher than any of the 50 states.
Okay, let me get this straight. You don't want the poor to have TVs. You don't want the poor to have refrigerators. So when you get rid of all that shit and the poor ain't got nothing, guess what the poor gonna end up doing? They're gonna do a lot of fucking. Cause when you're poor, you ain't got nothing else to do. If I ain't got a TV, I'm fucking. If I ain't got an Xbox, I'm fucking. And then the rich get mad because they go, well, all the poor is doing is having more kids because that's all they do is fuck. They don't want to work.
And in Psycho Talk tonight, the Lieutenant Governor of South Carolina, Andre Bauer. In a speech over the weekend, Andre came up with this analogy about families who are in the government's free or reduced price school lunch programs.
My grandmother was not a highly educated woman, but she told me as a small child to quit feeding stray animals. You know why?
They never breed.
Because they breed. You're facilitating the problem. If you give an animal or a person ample food supply, they will reproduce, especially one that don't think too much further than that. And so what you've got to do is you've got to curtail that type of behavior. They don't know any better.
Wow. Really? The poor are the reason that we're in this situation in America? corporations are making more money now than they've ever made in the history of this country. This is what corporations have been doing for years. Years, 2 decades. They've been telling the consumer to consume. Buy, 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 buy. Buy the next TV. Buy the next phone. You better hurry up, because if you don't buy it, you won't be a loser. This is what you won't be done. Corporations have drilled into our heads. And now that the consumer can't consume, you are poverty pimps, bitches. You know, the United States was created for a reason. It was created so that we could avoid tyranny. Government was supposed to be a vehicle to help people, help protect them from predatory people in this country that would prey upon the weak, would take advantage of them. And now the government has just been used and flipped around as a tool to enrich the few that are in power off the backs of the many. That people can't see this is just mind-boggling.